When it comes to compiling a list of the most disastrous seasons in NBA history, the Philadelphia 76ers undoubtedly rank among the top contenders. After an offseason that was brimming with optimism and potential, especially following the high-profile acquisition of Paul George, things have taken a significant turn for the worse. The current state of the franchise has become increasingly embarrassing, as they now find themselves struggling with one of the worst records in the league. This unexpected downturn has raised numerous questions about the team's direction and strategy. Once viewed as a potential playoff contender, the 76ers are now much closer to the bottom of the standings, hovering around lottery territory rather than competing with the elite teams they aspire to be. The contrast between the expectations set during the offseason and the harsh reality of their performance on the court is stark and troubling. Fans and analysts alike are left to wonder what went wrong. Was it a failure in team chemistry, issues with player performance, or perhaps a lack of effective coaching? The addition of a star player like Paul George was supposed to elevate the team, but instead, it seems to have highlighted deeper issues within the organization. As the season progresses, the frustration among fans continues to grow, with many calling for significant changes to be made in order to rectify the situation. In summary, the Philadelphia 76ers' current season stands as a cautionary tale of how quickly fortunes can change in the NBA. What began as a season filled with promise has devolved into a struggle for respectability, leaving the franchise at a crossroads. The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The 76ers must find a way to turn things around if they hope to restore their status as a competitive force in the league. The Philadelphia 76ers currently find themselves in a precarious and troubling position, holding the 7th worst record in the entire NBA. Rather than competing with powerhouse teams such as the Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers, or Boston Celtics, they are instead situated closer to franchises like the Chicago Bulls and Brooklyn Nets, both of which are either struggling significantly or are in the midst of a deliberate rebuilding phase. This sobering reality starkly contrasts with the lofty aspirations that the organization has publicly maintained. As the season unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that the 76ers are not living up to their projected image of contention. Instead of making strides toward becoming a formidable playoff contender, they appear to be mired in mediocrity, grappling with inconsistencies and underwhelming performances. This disconnect between the team's ambitions and its actual performance raises serious questions about the direction of the franchise and the decisions made by its leadership. The organization seems reluctant to confront this uncomfortable truth, opting instead to project an image of competitiveness that is at odds with their current standing in the league. This unwillingness to acknowledge the reality of their situation could hinder their ability to make necessary adjustments and improvements. Fans and analysts alike are left wondering whether the 76ers will continue to cling to a narrative of contention or if they will finally recognize the need for a more honest assessment of their roster and overall strategy. In essence, the 76ers are at a crossroads, faced with the critical task of reevaluating their approach. The gap between their aspirations and their current reality is widening, and unless they take proactive steps to address the issues at hand, they risk remaining trapped in a cycle of disappointment. The future of the franchise hinges on their ability to confront these challenges head-on and make the necessary changes to reclaim their place among the league's elite teams. Recently, the Philadelphia 76ers encountered yet another significant setback with alarming news concerning Joel Embiid's knee injury. Reports have emerged indicating that he may require additional surgery, a development that could not only prolong his recovery time, but also complicate the team's overall strategy and plans for the remainder of the season. This recurring injury has been a persistent issue for Embiid throughout the year, leading to growing concerns about his long-term health and its potential impact on the team's overall performance and competitiveness. What intensifies the frustration for fans and analysts alike is the organization's lack of transparent communication regarding Embiid's condition. This opacity leaves supporters in a state of uncertainty, struggling to understand the severity of the injury and what it might mean for the team's future trajectory. The ambiguity surrounding Embiid's health status only serves to heighten the challenges the 76ers face as they attempt to navigate a tumultuous season filled with ups and downs. With their star player potentially sidelined for an extended period, the franchise is forced to confront the implications this situation has for their playoff aspirations and overall direction. The uncertainty surrounding Embiid's availability not only affects the team's immediate performance on the court, but also raises broader questions about the organization's future plans. As they grapple with these challenges, the 76ers must carefully consider how to adjust their strategies, manage their roster, and maintain morale amidst the ongoing turmoil. The stakes are high, and the decisions made in this critical period will significantly influence the team's path moving forward. Compounding the difficulties for the Philadelphia 76ers is Joel Embiid's participation in the Olympics over the summer, where he achieved the notable accomplishment of winning a gold medal with Team USA. While his dedication to representing his country is certainly commendable, it may have inadvertently exacerbated his knee injury, leaving him less than fully prepared for the demanding NBA season ahead. The 76ers had previously expressed hesitance regarding his involvement in the Olympics, recognizing the potential risks associated with his injury history. Now, they're facing the consequences of that decision, as Embiid's ongoing health issues have significantly impacted the team's performance and aspirations. This situation serves as a reminder of the delicate balance athletes must navigate between national pride and their commitments to their professional teams, highlighting the broader implications of such choices on both individual careers and team dynamics. Despite the multitude of challenges surrounding Joel Embiid's health, the Philadelphia 76ers made a bold and somewhat controversial decision to extend his contract for 3 additional years at an eye-popping $193 million. This significant financial commitment signals the team's unwavering belief in Embiid as a cornerstone player, underscoring their confidence in his ability to lead them toward success in the competitive landscape of the NBA. However, given his ongoing and persistent injury issues, this decision is increasingly coming under scrutiny. Embiid has a well-documented history of playing only about half of the games each season, which raises serious concerns about his reliability as a key contributor to the team's success. His ability to stay healthy and perform at a high level has been inconsistent, leading to doubts about whether he can consistently be the player the 76ers need him to be. As the contract extends through 2029, the organization finds itself in a precarious situation, tied to a player who, while undeniably talented and capable of extraordinary performances, is becoming increasingly difficult to depend on due to his ongoing health struggles. This challenging dynamic places the 76ers in a complicated position as they must carefully weigh their substantial investment in Embiid against the harsh realities of his injury history. The potential impact of his health on the team's future competitiveness in the league cannot be overstated. As they look ahead, the organization must navigate the delicate balance between supporting their star player and making strategic decisions that will ensure the franchise remains competitive in the long run. The stakes are high, and the choices they make regarding Embiid will have lasting implications for the team's direction and aspirations in the coming years. As the season continues to unravel for the Philadelphia 76ers, many fans and analysts are beginning to question whether the team should contemplate trading Joel Embiid. The New York Knicks, for instance, were actively pursuing a big man during the past offseason and might have shown interest in acquiring Embiid if the 76ers had been open to a complete reset of their roster. However, Embiid's current injury status and the hefty nature of his contract complicate any potential trade discussions. His ongoing health issues have significantly diminished his trade value, making it challenging for the 76ers to secure a favorable return. This situation leaves the organization in a difficult predicament, as they must weigh the benefits of moving on from a star player against the risks of his uncertain status and the long-term implications for the franchise. As the season progresses, the conversation around Embiid's future with the team is likely to intensify, forcing the 76ers to make critical decisions about their direction. The most prudent course of action for the Philadelphia 76ers might be to acknowledge the current reality of their situation and embrace a strategic reset. By opting to rest key players such as Joel Embiid and Paul George, the team could position itself to pursue a higher draft pick in what is anticipated to be a loaded draft class. This approach would not only allow the 76ers to prioritize the health and well-being of their star players, but also create an opportunity to regroup and reassess their strategy moving forward. By focusing on rebuilding for the next season, the organization could lay the groundwork for a more competitive team in the future. Embracing this reset could ultimately lead to a stronger foundation, enabling the 76ers to return to contention with fresh talent and a renewed sense of purpose. In conclusion, the Philadelphia 76ers find themselves at a critical juncture in their franchise's history. They are grappling with substantial challenges, including aging star players and persistent injury issues, which have hindered their performance and aspirations. Despite these obstacles, there remains a glimmer of hope for a brighter future if they choose to pivot in a new direction. The pressing question is whether the organization will acknowledge the urgent need for change, or if they will stubbornly persist along a path that could lead to further disappointment and frustration. The decisions made in the coming months will be pivotal, as they could determine the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. The fate of the 76ers hangs delicately in the balance, and only time will tell how they navigate this critical moment and what choices they will ultimately make to shape their future.